Welcome to the show, everyone. It's a beautiful day, and it's a great day to be on the radio networking with everybody out there. And my guest that I have on today is Doc. He's the owner of Hypnotic One. Doc, you have been helping people here in the Valley for, well, how long here?
Oh, about 25 years.
25 years, and yet you've been doing what you do for 40 years all over the country. All over the world. You've been in other places. And you're different. I want you to explain.
Well,
you
thank
sure
you.
are a little different, you know. But I want you to talk about what makes you so different than other people. Like, there's some that can get their hypnosis certificate over the weekend. That's not what you did.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Right.
And really, I went through 3 different schools. And each one of them was about 600 hours apiece, and that's all we did was just hypnosis and how to do things in it. Anybody can hypnotize somebody, yeah. But what do you do with the person when you've got them in the trance? And that's so very important. Am I better now than I was 40 years ago when I started? Most definitely, because I've worked with so many different people. And my programs are totally different. You can go to 10 different hypnotists and you'll probably have 5 different programs. But if you go to them, come to me, it's going to be totally different. I had so many people that's been to other places and they come to me and they say, wow, this is nothing like we did before. I says, yeah, because I build all my programs around the person and not around their problem. Because they don't have a problem. They only have symptoms and situations they haven't solved yet, and there is a solution for it. So you have to listen to your body. You got to listen to things. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting. And is that what you want? No. So when you come in, you're going to be doing some changes, but we're going to make it pretty rapid and quick and easy because nobody wants to work really hard at it. But we know we have to work at thinking different and doing different things so that we become successful like everybody else.
Well, you have to understand that this is changing your mindset, but doing it like permanently.
Well, yeah, and the only thing in your system's permanent is if you make it that way. Practice makes permanent. It does not make perfect. Training gets you better if you train the right way and make your minute changes or make large changes. But know why you're making those changes. There's 5 things to any goal. What do you want specifically and exactly? Most people say, I just want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? I've been happy at a funeral. I was happy it wasn't me. And I was maybe happy that they passed away because they was never going to get any better and they was going through a lot of pain. So the thing is that instead of just saying a general term, happy or, rich, no, make it very specific. Imagine telling it to some 5-year-old or some other person with as few words as possible and have them understand exactly what you mean. So instead of being happy, it's like, I want to wake up very positive with an optimistic attitude to be able to solve all my situations through the day, or at least get better at it. And that's better, because you actually are programming yourself to increase your success as you go along. Because a lot of people think that if they don't hit it right, a home run right off the bat, then they failed. No, you're just getting a little bit better.
Or they say, oh, this didn't work. Well, that's not the way life works.
No, I give you instructions, I work with you. But the thing is, on the first, second, or third session, I'll usually do a regression and find the underlying problem that's causing it. Maybe you had a terrible childhood. Maybe you was beat as a kid. Maybe as you was growing up, you didn't have to have any challenges. Maybe you just got everything given to you. Now it's not. So we've got to find out what it is and reprogram you, just like a computer. You got a virus in your computer. We need to get it out. If you just cover it up, it sneaks out somewhere else in your life. It manifests itself as something else. So instead of doing those temporary fixes, which really doesn't fix it at all, we're going to go down to the level of what the real problem is. And a lot of times it's back 20, 30, 40 years ago. Sometimes it's just something simple, but your subconscious mind didn't understand it, and all of a sudden wanted to hide from her or whatever it is. And we go down, once we get to that point, and everybody has a 100% total recall memory when I hypnotize them, and the thing, all of a sudden they said, well, yeah, I remember that, and we changed the perception of it, and all of a sudden, a lot of their symptoms dissipate and disappear.
His phone number is 602-547-0446. And a lot of people, you know, are procrastinators, and we know this. I mean, and it's just very often that people say, oh yeah, I need to do that. They'll write it down, they'll call, they ask me for the number, you know, all the time, and yet they don't follow through. A lot of times people just don't follow through. Don't do that. You know, make yourself, change
When do you want to be
is so
successful? I always ask
Right.
them, when do you want to be successful? Everybody says, now. I said, then you have to take the actions now.
good. Right.
You know, it's very, very relaxed when people come in and do an interview with me. They're interviewing me, and I'm interviewing them to see whether or not I can help them. If I can't help them, I'll tell them, and they go on their merry way. But 99% of the people I can help because it's in their mind. We have to change their mindset because you're holding yourself back. Most everybody's holding themselves back. Is there going to be some work? Well, probably. And so that's why you haven't done it. That's why you like to procrastinate. Because the humans, especially people here in the States, you know,
They want
they don't want to
everything
give
to
up
come easy.
anything that gives them a little bit of pleasure, and they don't want to have to work too. But all of a sudden, anytime you've ever been successful at something, doesn't matter what it is, right before that you had to change your mindset. You had to change what you was doing. You had to redo your comfort zone. Otherwise, stop doing what was comfortable and now start doing the winning zone, where you automatically get up and you don't have any problems. You only have situations you haven't solved yet, and we're gonna help you solve them situations. And I'm your coach, I'm your trainer, and I'm your teammate. I don't let people fail.
Well, this is the thing about it, is that you don't let people fail. You have a 98% success rate. You know that your program works. They're customized programs to meet your needs. He also gives you a lifetime warranty. How many people, anybody that you could say that could give you a lifetime warranty on what you're doing?
I don't know of any, and even my associates that are hypnotists and doctors says, how can you do that, until they go through my system, and then it's very simple.
The number to call is 602-547-0446. You know what, folks? He's not gonna let you fail, so you ought to give him a call and let him have that little consultation with you, find out how he can help you. 602-547-0446. Check him out. It's HYPNOTIC1.com. We'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna continue,
We are?
because we're live in the room.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, do you wanna wear those glasses on your head?
What's that?
Those glasses that you got on your head?
Yeah, I like
You're
them.
okay? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You look cool
What?
with them like that,
Yeah, I
actually.
think so too.
Yeah.
What's everybody think? And everybody should go to my website, HYPNOTIC1.com. Look at it, look over it, read about it, read about about me, read about hypnosis, and read about how we can help you.
You know, I have been on your website many times, and I love the way that you have it so spelled out for people.
And that's what I do different, because I'm a lay person. I want people to understand. I don't use the big terminology, the Greek and everything else and the Latin. No, just make it where people understand you. And I'm always loving to ask people questions, and I love people to ask me questions so that I can help them understand that they are in control of their life if they take control of their life.
I'm gonna write that down. They are in control
Of
of
their
their
life,
life.
if they take control of their life. Even when you go to a medical doctor, you're still the one that's supposedly in control. You ask him questions. You just don't go willy-nilly and just take everything for granted, because they can be wrong too.
Oh, absolutely. But what I was gonna ask you a question. You know, you talk about how you go deep and you kind of do some past life, I guess it's regression on that, don't know what you call that, but when you do you do it on your own while you've got them under, or do you do it before and talk to them and say, you know what's going on, what
No,
happened? How do you do that?
You do it when they're in a state of hypnosis.
That's what I wanted to ask, okay? So you don't mind if we discuss that on air?
No.
Okay, so,
See, and that's what I do. A lot of the hypnotists anymore have not been taught that because of the schools are running them through so fast. And it's a shame. And I'm looking for people that will come in and want to train with me so that they can help other people.
yeah, the way that you do it, the correct way.
The way I do it. If you don't do it my way, I won't work with it.
Well, of course.
But I've worked with so many other hypnotists out there that when they come in, they see that the results I'm getting, they want to learn too. Even though that they're a certified hypnotherapist or clinical hypnotherapist or whatever, I don't care the title. I care what the results is.
Welcome back. I forgot to say hello to everybody on Facebook. You know, I get so excited when Doc is on, and I love learning all of the different things that he can do to help people out there and the changes that he can help people make.
You know, just
Get
imagine.
in that mic.
Yeah, just imagine somebody that's having a lot of problems or situations throughout the day or the week or even the month or maybe their whole life, but imagine that they put a CD on and go to sleep with it. And all of a sudden they wake up the next morning, they had the best night's sleep they've had in a long time. They have a positive attitude. You know what, they haven't maybe changed totally around, but the next night they do the same thing. So they gradually, step by step, move up to where that they are in control of their life instead of being controlled by life.
His number is 602-547-0446. I'm telling you folks, you know, a lot of people try and do things on their own. And sometimes you can't. You need a little assistance.
Well, you don't know what you don't know. How are you going to fix it? You use a computer all the time. Can you go in and fix it? Probably not. You use a refrigerator. Do you know how it works? No. You don't care either. You care that you put something.
I don't care.
You put something in that's warm, it comes out cold. Imagine your mind. Your mind has been programmed ever since you was conceived. And the thing is we now have a filter on our mind, which is called the conscious mind, that is really, it starts to become stronger and stronger about the age of 10 or 12. But before that, everything that goes into your mind is believed. Like a 4-year-old believes everything you tell them. The green cheese or the moon's made out of Swiss cheese or green cheese, Santa Claus and everything. So the thing is when you go to really start working with a person, all of a sudden some of the things come out that has caused them to have the misinterpretation, that has caused them anger, has caused them fear, has caused them procrastination. Everybody wants to be successful. They want greater health, wealth, and happiness. And sometimes they even know how to do it, but they don't know how to get it started. They don't know how to continue on it. And that's what we do, because part of their mind saying, no, I'm not worth it, or no, that won't work. Because I make it so simple and so easy, and I work with the people. They can call me 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If they've got an obstacle, they can call me so I can show them how to overcome it.
There's that part of your mind in there that said, like a little devil.
Oh yeah, we're lazy too.
Yeah, but there's that one part that is there that says things like when your parents were, or you were younger and your parents might have said to you, why are you even trying to do that? You can't do that. You're not worthy of that.
Yeah.
You know, things like that have stayed with you. And now there's a part of that in your mind that always somehow sticks up and goes, well, I shouldn't probably do this. right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, the reason is that you have been trained,
Yeah.
programmed, like you said, programmed. And, you can definitely make a difference, and what the difference is here, number one, you're gonna be working with somebody who has been trained way differently than some of the weekend warriors out there that try and get their certificate, and they can't do it anywhere near what you do.
If
And-
anybody else can do it, why can't you do it?
And why can't, well, wait, if anybody else can do it, why don't they have that 98% success rate?
Well, that's true, but I mean, if somebody else can run real fast, why can't you? Back in the
That's
50s,
different.
back in the 50s, a man, and his name escapes me, but somebody will tell me about it, ran the 4-minute mile. And before that, everybody said it was impossible.
Oh, I remember this story.
And then it happened like in March, April, May, but in June, like 30 days later, somebody broke his record. And it was going back and forth. Just because somebody showed somebody that it can happen, then other people said, you know what, if he can do it, so can I. So the people that tell me they're on a fixed income, well, that's because you fixed it. So the thing is, go out and do something different. Don't retire and sit around and do nothing and try to live your same life with half as much money. Don't do that. Just make more money. And there's so many ways to do that right now. It's like every time I show a person, I says, how would you like to make 18% interest on your money? Oh, I'd love that. I says, I can show you how to do that, and it's guaranteed by the government. I can show you how to make 26% on it. And people, it's outside of their thinking. And I'd almost have to take them down to the place and show them how to do everything about it, and then they'd have to do it before they would accept it in their mind to do. So a lot of people have a tough time changing, and my program makes that so much easier.
Well, the other thing, folks, is that you're doing it pretty much on your own. You have Doc 24/7. Once you work with him, you have him for life. That's another thing. But what you do is you give them that program to do in their sleep, while they're sleeping, and then they get together with you and you work on hypnotizing them, because they're doing it on their own first, right?
Well, the thing is, they're just learning what hypnosis feels like.
Okay.
And so that they don't come in or try to analyze and think about it. No, you take a CD home and it puts you in a hypnotic trance, and it might take you once or twice to do that. And then when you come in my office, then I start building a program around you because you fill out some information for me. And each and every time you're in my office, we go to the next step higher. Or some people might think we get a little deeper into where the problem really exists, and we change that problem. Some people, they can do it in one session. Some people, it takes 4 or 5 sessions. I don't charge per session. Let's get to the underlying problem, solve that, turn your mind around, get your mind to thinking positive, because you never get a positive result by negatively programming yourself.
You said that people should go to your website and read about you.
Yeah, read about me, read about what I've done. And I'm not bragging on what I've done. I have been very lucky, man, because I've had trainers and coaches coach me, and they have been, I can't give them enough credit, because they coach me. Even my karate coaches and trainers, they was world heavyweights and world middleweights. So I always went and got the best. I'm gonna pay a little bit more for it, but the thing is, I want the best because I want it done right. I want it done right the first time.
And you want to give it that way.
I'm
You
giving
wanna
that
make sure-
back.
Absolutely. So you can check him out. It's hypnotic1.com, and his phone number is 602-277. Oh, I'm just giving ours. I'm giving ours right now. 602-547-0446. I want to talk also really quickly about when people come to you, they sit down and they're going to learn what it is, and you have all of these videos that you show people. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, I show you actually videos of different people that was addicted, or they had problems, and then all of a sudden after a few sessions, they don't have the problems anymore. And you can see the difference in the people. It'll look like they get younger in only a few weeks. I've got so many people, because the stress is gone. Everybody out there has stress. We all have stress, but it's how you handle it and how you get rid of it or how you store it. And the thing is, we do not want to store stress. We want to solve it, move past it, yeah. And we use that stress as a winning stepping stone to be better at things the next time.
Can you imagine making a change permanent, making that change, because that's the hardest thing, and yet he won't let you fail. He has a lifetime warranty, and the reason why is what?
I just don't let people fail, but the thing is, the hardest part is not keeping it going. The hardest part is that first step. The hardest part is coming in and saying, you know what, I'm tired and sick and tired of doing the same thing and watching everybody else become successful, and I'm sitting here broke, I'm sitting here unhappy, I'm sitting here sick, I'm sitting here spending a lot of money on cigarettes or alcohol or drugs, and I'm tired of it. I need to be free, because these people out there are free. They look like they're having so much fun, and they are.
That number to call him is 602-547-0446. Check him out. It's HYPNOTIC1.com.
I always ask people when they come in, how can I help you? And if it's a smoker, they always say, I want to quit smoking. I look at him, I says, are you a quitter? No. I says, all right, let's change that around. You're not a smoker trying to quit, because you wasn't born that way. You're a non-smoker that's been forcing yourself to smoke, and now you're going to be free. I don't take anything away. There's not going to be any withdrawal symptom, no matter what drug you have, and cigarettes have, about 4,000 to 5,000 different drugs in it. None of them are good for you, so why are you doing it? And as we get older, we should get a little smarter and say, you know what, I haven't been sick yet, but it's time to throw that away. Just like the lady that called me after 10 years, she called me and didn't come in. She called me 10 years later, which was last year, and I said, how would it be if you had $35,000 in the bank? She said, oh, that'd be great. I said, that's what you'd have had if you'd have come in and saw me 10 years ago when you called me.
His number is 602-547-0446. These are customized programs to meet your needs. He's been doing this for over 40 years all over the world, and he has helped so many people. He has a 98 success rate, and he also, this is something where he's going to give you these MP3s where you take it home. You're going to be doing it on your own, but he's there to help. He's there right by your side. He will not let you fail. He has a lifetime warranty. It just makes sense. The number to call him is 602-547-0446. The website's great, and it's got such great information, not only about you, but about what real true hypnosis is. Again, that number is 602-547-0446. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute.